Hello again. How's everybody doing? I'm in a much better mood. I'm starting to get some caffeine in me. I wanted to make some more videos, so I might entertain you guys today. But I wanted to show you one of the things I got for my birthday. I got me a Pazuzu necklace. Those for you who don't know what Pazuzu is, Pazuzu was the demon figure used in The Exorcist. So you might recognize it there. It was actually, I believe, a Sumerian or something like that demon that controlled the wind or whatever. And the reason I got this is because there's some controversy going around about this demon that is coming through Ouija boards called ZoZo. Now, for those of you who have studied demons, there is no demon named ZoZo in the lineup of supposed demons over hell, you know. And my belief, and a lot of people believe, is that ZoZo, Mama, Zaza, Aza, whatever they call themselves, which is the same entity, believe that it's actually Pazuzu that's coming through. Because that's the closest you're going to get to ZoZo. And it makes me wonder if the people who made the Exorcist movie knew about this phenomenon, because why would they pick a single Sumerian demon that dealt with wind? It just makes no sense. So my belief is that it is Pazuzu coming through the Ouija boards. I have never encountered this being. I got one sitting over on my altar. I've never encountered it. Not yet so far. Of course, you never know. It could use different names to try to mask who it is. So I salt my board and I, put a white light protection around me and stuff like that when I use it. It's not foolproof, but it's, better than nothing. And I'm pretty stern when it comes to what I allow in my vicinity. So if anything is negative, it can't stay here. I will smudge, I will do whatever, because I will not have anything negative in my dwelling. And so, that's why I bought this, because, it's like, that's who I truly believe it is. It's my personal opinion. And plus, I think it's cool. I used to first time I saw the Exorcist movie, I was 20. I just had my older son. And I was in my room one night, and my son had woke up, and I'm trying to console him and everything, and I'm watching the Exorcist movie, and I just start laughing. And my dad goes, "What the hell are you laughing at?" I said, "Trying to save me from this? This movie's freaking hilarious." They should have knew something was wrong with me then. But they didn't, especially when I watched the Rocky Horror Picture Show. You're definitely weird when you watch that. But I love the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Don't even get me started. Let's do the time warp again. I always wanted to be the maid. If I were to ever go to one of the Rocky Horror type party type things. But no, I usually know her name. I can't think of it. I know it starts with an M. But yeah. But I thought The Exorcist was funny. I didn't find it scary at all. And I find this character, ZoZo, even funnier. He's freaking hilarious. Like this one guy, that's a paranormal guy. He likes to make them aggressive. He likes to agitate them and see what they do, which they don't do shit. They threaten. That's it. So one night he's sitting there and I kept wondering where they got the name Twat Mop from. I'm like, why do they call... Every time he mentions ZoZo, everybody goes, Twat Mop. And I go, what are they calling Twat Mop for? And I finally saw the episode the other night, and it was where ZoZo said, under an impersonation of another entity, I might add, he was like, my twat is wet and I needed somebody to mop it for me. And I just lost it. I couldn't control myself. I'm like, oh no, and he said he had his vagina. Oh my god. It was hilarious. But anyway, it was just funny as heck. Not scary at all. It's looking funny. Some people claim they've had, you know, nightmares and bad encounters with it, though. I mean, it is something to take serious. It's not, you know, I don't want people thinking, oh, you can just mess around. No. I'm not advising anybody to do any of this, okay? I learned when I was, you know, my older son was first born. And I had a Ouija board then. And my son would have nightmares. And I did have some strange stuff happen where I lived with that Ouija board in the house. I finally threw it away. But yeah, no, because I was dabbling back then. You never do any of the stuff for dabbling. I want to make that clear. You do not dabble with this stuff. This is very serious. I'm not saying you can't laugh and have a good time, obviously, you know, but it's not something to go around with. I don't want people to understand that. Had some guy come up to me the other day, or not the other day, this has been like a year or so ago, when I was over at my neighbor's, and he was like, he didn't like the landlord. Not these guys. another landlord we had prior. I liked him. I never had a problem with him, but this guy did, and he wanted me to curse him, and I said, I don't put out that kind of vibes, dude. I don't curse people. Mine is light. Mine is healing and herbs and shit like that. I don't freaking dabble like with curses and shit. I just don't do it. That doesn't mean if you come at me, that I won't protect myself. I will defend myself. If I feel I'm being threatened or my family's being threatened or something, yes. But generally speaking, no, I don't mess with stuff because that comes back. You know, I do believe what you send out comes back to you. And I don't do that kind of stuff. I'm not, you know, just because you see me with a Pazuzu necklace on and other stuff, I don't do bad stuff. What the heck? I think somebody just walked by. I don't care. But you probably think I'm talking to myself. Well, I am when you think about it. But yeah, no, I'm not wanting people to listen to this video and think, oh, you can just go do this stuff. No, you can't. I'm telling you, it takes years of serious study, and even then it's not foolproof. You're still messing with things that can get you in a whole lot of trouble. And if you don't know what you're doing, and you just come in this with the mindset of, oh, it's fun because I can cast a spell. Well, first of all, that's not what Wicca or paganism is about. Okay, yes, we do things like that, but not in the context that you are trying to make it sound like. We do not, you know, you don't just walk in and say, I'm going to do this spell and that spell. No. You start out with learning the basics. You learn the moon phases. You learn all that. You start figuring out what deity you're going to use. You know, you study divination techniques. You do other things. You study and you study and you study. And I'm still studying, and everybody's still studying. It never ends. Even in Christianity, you don't stop learning. It's constantly. You have to read, in Christianity, you have to read the Bible. It's the same thing. You have to pray. You have to meditate. You have to listen to the Word. You know, you have to take it all in. It's daily. So you can't just walk in and say, I'm going to do this spell and that spell. It's not about the spells. It's about finding your idea of deity and creating a bond with that energy and getting to know that person and meditating and praying and, you know, burning candles and whatever you do. But it's a daily thing. And we're constantly reading. That's why I have all these books behind me. You know, because you can never get enough knowledge. There's always something more to learn. Never think, because when you start thinking, I've learned everything I need to know, you haven't. That's where you've reached a problem. You know, and I'm sorry to go off on this tyrant, because this was not exactly what this video was about. It was about the necklace and Pazuzu and all that. But I'm just letting people to know, don't go in this with the mindset of, please, teenagers, listen to me, especially teenagers, because you are the most vulnerable to the Ouija board. Okay? Please do not go in there with the mindset of it's just a game. And I know people's going to argue with me about this. You know, it is not a game. Okay? You know, those of us who are pagan, we take it lightheartedly and we're like, oh, Ouija board, you know, But I'm serious. I've had bad experiences when I was younger. I haven't had a problem once I've, this time around, this Ouija board, but I'm in control of it. I've had this Ouija board about 3 years, ever since my ex left me. And I've had not one problem. None. No nightmares, no, anything like that. So, I mean, it's like I said, I purify and I do all kinds of things. But teenagers, please listen to me. Listen to me carefully on this. Do not go in with the mindset of, I'm just going to ask some fun questions and it'll be fun and I'll talk to my great-grandmother and shit. No. You do leave yourself open to whatever comes through that board. And it can mask itself as a child or something innocent. That's usually what they do, is they start out so kind. Oh, yes, I'm so-and-so, I'm this age, and blah, 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 blah. You're having a good time, until it starts saying obscenities to you and stuff like that. So, no, teenagers, please listen to me. Especially young girls. Boys can too, but, young girls are very vulnerable to this. Because your body's still developing, and any negative thing is going to pick up on that. And they're going to go with it. And you're setting yourself up to get hurt. So please, do not play this as a game. It is not a game. It's not something to play at a parlor, or, a sleepover or something like this. It's very serious. Anything paranormal is very serious. You should treat whatever you encounter with respect, obviously, but you also don't want to say, oh yeah, come into my home, you're welcome and everything. I like the paranormal guy I watch because he always says, when I'm finished with this and I say goodbye, your encounter with me is over. You cannot stay in my house, you cannot invade my life, you have to go. Now, like I said, it's not foolproof, but that's his rules, and I respect him for that because that's exactly how I feel. Once I do any work, once I tell an entity goodbye, that's it. Or I close the circle, or whatever. So like I said, young kids, this is my whole point with the Ouija board, and reiterating this. Yes, I thought The Exorcist was hilarious, but it's also very serious, so it's trying to show what can happen. And it was based on a true story. It was about a little boy, a real story, but the fact is that it did happen. So I'm not taking it lightly. I realize that, I do believe in demon possession. I've seen it, I witnessed it, and it's not funny. So please protect yourself, no matter what you're doing, Wicca, paganism, whatever. Make sure you're protected. Put that white light around you. Purify all your tools and keep in control of the tools. Do not let the tools control you. That's the key. Do not allow the tools to control you. And it's not foolproof. I had an experience at my aunt's house one time. I didn't even have a Ouija board then. I did have some books, but I don't believe it was that. I just think that I was targeted for whatever reason. Because I've been in paganism since I was 14, off and on. So it's like, I don't know. I'm not saying, but I'm saying I think that whatever it was latched itself onto me. And I had this really bizarre dream. And in the dream, my grandpa had got up with a gun and was going to shoot everybody in the dream. And I came out of it was so vivid, and it was just weird. And, my aunt did say then, she said, Tammy, and I respect her for that. She, she had the courage to me. She came to me face to face. That's what I loved about it. My aunt came to me and said, I can't have that in my home. She said, I'm a Christian. This is what I believe. You have to get it out of here. And I respected her for that. I was a little sad, yeah, but it was what it was. I didn't intentionally mean to bring anything into her home. It was just, I thought, oh, okay, I can get a few books and I can read them or whatever, but no. And to this day, me and my aunt, we may not agree with each other, but we're not, we speak, some things happen that I terribly regret ever saying, because at the time, one person caused trouble and came and said stuff to me, and caused some rift in the family. But, once my aunt found out I was ill and I found out she was ill, we contacted each other, and there's no hard feelings there, But yeah, this is getting rather long. I mean, I can go on. They said I no longer have limits, I guess. But my point being, it takes so long to upload that when you have longer videos. But yeah, that's my whole point with this, especially young teens. Please do not get on the Ouija board and think, the guys I watch, the paranormal people I watch, they all do the same thing. I just had it in a new guy on my page where he also uses the Ouija board. And when ZoZo comes up, he goes, "No, you're not welcome," and shuts it down. But I believe it's Pazuzu. That's my belief. I'm willing to accept any thoughts on that. But I truly do believe it's Pazuzu impersonating these other beings. Because, I mean, that's the closest you're going to get to ZoZo. There's no demon named ZoZo in the hierarchy of demons. It's just not there. And I've researched, so I mean, I still can't, and I still think the Exorcist people, the movie, knew that, and that's why they used that, because there's no other explanation. Why are you going to use a demon from a faraway country that really had nothing to do with just a wind demon? So I don't think they just pulled it off the top of their head. I think this phenomena has been going around a while, at least since the 80s, 90s, I think, with some of the first cases being recorded, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but, and it could go back further than that. But that was, that's back around the time that we started, getting computers and started getting internet and everything like that. So maybe that's why. And then we're able to finally speak out and say, hey, but, yeah, that's my belief. I truly do believe it's Pazuzu. And so that's why I got this necklace, I wear it. I don't wear it to bed because the chain's too loose. I'll give you a close-up here, if I can. Let me see. There you go. But I've been wanting one for a while, so I finally got it. But I don't wear it to bed, because the chain's too loose. And other reasons, I always take it off and I put it back on during the day. And I've got no bad vibes from it or anything. I mean, and I've had no bad dreams or anything. But yeah, that's the main point I wanted to make, especially to young people. Please use any tool, whether that be a wand or a Ouija board or a pendulum or whatever. Use it with caution. Make sure you studied and make sure you know what you're calling. And if you are going to call out ZoZo, then at least, the guys, like I said, the guys I've watched, they shut it down, Or if they do agitating, they know pretty reasonably know what they're doing. They've probably done this a while, and they're not, But even they get scared. That's what's weird, is they get scared, because it does make threats. I mean, it's whatever it is. All I can say is research it. I may post a link to the video that I first saw about it. And then there was a Ghost Adventures episode that I'll post and share. But yeah, basically, young people or anybody starting out new on the path, do not take this stuff lightly. Period. It is very serious work, no matter whether you're a pagan or a witch or whatever you call yourself, druid, or it's very serious work. And we don't just go in there and freaking, those of us who've matured and know, now when I was younger, yes, I would say I was a dabbler back then. I was interested, but yeah, it was kind of like an on-again, off-again type thing. And as I've got older, I understand it more, but I still don't know what I'm doing. I can't say I know everything. I don't. And that's my whole point, people. So this is coming up on 20 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and send this out, and I'll put some links to some interesting videos. Bye-bye!